When you send money with Zelle, you usually expect it to arrive instantly. You tap send, see the confirmation, and assume the transaction is complete. But sometimes, things do not go as planned. The payment shows as pending, the recipient says they did not receive anything, or you are left wondering what happens when someone does not accept your Zelle payment. This situation can be confusing, especially if you are paying for something important or sending money to a business. Let us break it down clearly and realistically, step by step, so you understand exactly what is happening and what to do next. First, it is important to understand how Zelle payments actually work. Zelle transfers money directly between bank accounts using an email address or phone number linked to the recipient's bank. If the recipient is already enrolled with Zelle using that email or phone number, the money usually arrives within minutes. In that case, there is nothing for them to accept. The payment is deposited automatically into their bank account. Problems usually start when the recipient is not enrolled with Zelle yet. If you send money to someone who has never set up Zelle with their bank, the payment does not go through immediately. Instead, Zelle sends them a notification asking them to enroll and claim the money. Until they do that, your Zelle payment remains pending. So what actually happens when someone does not accept your Zelle payment? The money does not leave your bank permanently. It is placed in a temporary pending state. You will see the transaction marked as pending or processing in your banking app. The recipient has a limited amount of time to enroll with Zelle and accept the payment. In most cases, Zelle gives the recipient about 14 days to sign up and claim the money. During this period, the funds are not available to them, and you cannot use that money either because it is already earmarked for the transfer. If the recipient enrolls with Zelle within that time frame, the payment completes automatically. The status changes from pending to completed, and the money is deposited into their account. No further action is needed from you. However, if the recipient does not enroll or does not accept the payment within the allowed time, Zelle automatically cancels the transaction. When this happens, the money is returned to your bank account. This is not a manual refund request. It happens automatically once the claim period expires. Many people worry about losing their money in this situation, but in most legitimate cases, your funds are safe. Zelle is designed so that unclaimed payments do not disappear or get stuck forever. That said, timing matters. Even though the payment will eventually be reversed, it may not be instant. Once the payment expires, it can take a few business days for the money to reflect back in your account, depending on your bank's processing speed. Now, there are a few important exceptions and risks you should be aware of. If you sent money to the wrong email address or phone number, and that contact is already enrolled with Zelle, the money will be deposited immediately into that person's account. In that case, there is no accept step, and Zelle cannot automatically reverse the transaction. This is why Zelle repeatedly warns users to only send money to people they know and trust. If the payment was sent to the wrong person, and they are enrolled, your only option is to contact the recipient directly and ask for the money back. You can also notify your bank, but Zelle payments are generally irreversible once completed. Another scenario involves bank-specific issues. Sometimes a Zelle payment shows as pending even when the recipient is enrolled. This can happen due to network delays, bank verification checks, or temporary system issues. In these cases, the payment usually completes within 24 to 48 hours. If it does not, contacting your bank's customer support is the best step. Let us also talk about business payments and buyer situations. If you are paying for a product or service and the seller does not accept your Zelle payment, it often means one of three things. Either they are not enrolled with Zelle, they gave you incorrect contact details, or they are intentionally delaying acceptance. In any of these cases, you should not resend the payment immediately. Sending multiple payments can increase the risk of duplicate transfers. Instead, confirm the recipient's exact Zelle-registered email or phone number. Ask them whether they are enrolled and which bank they use. If they are unwilling to clarify or keep making excuses, that is a red flag. Zelle is not designed for buyer protection like PayPal or credit cards, so caution is essential. From a buyer's perspective, one of the most common searches is whether Zelle payments can be refunded or cancelled. The short answer is this: you can cancel a Zelle payment only if the recipient is not enrolled yet. If the payment is pending and unclaimed, you may see an option in your banking app to cancel it manually. If that option is not available, the payment will still cancel automatically after the claim window expires. Once the payment is completed, refunds are not guaranteed. Any refund depends entirely on the recipient's cooperation. So what should you do if someone does not accept your Zelle payment? First, check the transaction status in your bank app. Look for words like pending, processing, or waiting for recipient to enroll. Second, confirm the recipient's contact information and enrollment status. Third, wait for the claim period to expire if they do not respond. Finally, if the money does not return after the expected time, contact your bank directly with the transaction details. Understanding how Zelle handles unaccepted payments can save you stress and prevent costly mistakes. Zelle is fast and convenient, but it is not designed for disputes or buyer protection. Always double-check details, avoid sending money to strangers, and never rush a transfer under pressure. If you have ever had a Zelle payment stuck in pending status, or wondered whether your money is gone, now you know exactly what is happening behind the scenes.